Welcome to Star Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of entertainment icons. I'm your host, Casey Gold, and today we're going to explore the captivating story of Thelonious Monk, a true original in the world of jazz. With his unique blend of dissonant harmonies, unconventional melodies, and unmistakable style, Monk left an indelible mark on the music scene. As we embark on this journey through his life, you'll discover how his early years shaped the creative genius that would eventually make him a legend. Thelonious Monk was born on October 10, 1917, in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, to Thelonious and Barbara Monk. His father, a laborer, and his mother, a domestic worker, instilled in him a strong sense of family and community. When Thelonious was just 4 years old, his family moved to Manhattan's West Side, where they settled into a small apartment at 243 West 63rd Street. This vibrant neighborhood, filled with the sounds of jazz, blues, and ragtime, would become the perfect incubator for young Monk's musical talents. As a child, Thelonious was fascinated by the piano, and his mother encouraged his interest by purchasing an upright piano for their home. He began taking lessons at the age of 6, studying with a local teacher named Alberta Simmons. Under her guidance, Monk developed a strong foundation in music theory and technique, which would serve him well as he honed his craft. The 1920s and 1930s were a transformative time in New York City, with the Harlem Renaissance in full swing. The air was alive with creative energy, and young Thelonious was soaking it all in. He spent hours exploring the city's jazz clubs, watching legendary musicians like James P. Johnson, Fats Waller, and Duke Ellington perform. These experiences not only shaped his musical style, but also instilled in him a deep respect for the art form. Thelonious attended public school, 75 in Manhattan, where he met other young musicians who shared his passion for music. One of his closest friends was Hall Overton, who would later become a renowned composer and arranger. Together, they formed a small band, playing at local dances and parties. Monk's talent and dedication earned him a spot at the prestigious Stuyvesant High School, where he studied music theory and honed his craft. After dropping out of high school in 1935, Monk began performing with local bands, including Don Byas's orchestra, which introduced him to the competitive world of professional music. He also started playing with other notable musicians, such as Mary Lou Williams and Kenny Clarke, who would later become key figures in the development of bebop. In the summer of 1937, Thelonious joined the renowned pianist and educator Don Redman's orchestra as a touring musician. This experience not only honed his skills, but also exposed him to a wide range of musical styles and influences, from swing and blues to gospel and stride piano. As Monk navigated these early years, he was developing a unique voice that would eventually set him apart from his peers. His music was a reflection of his experiences, influences, and emotions, shaped by the vibrant cultural landscape of New York City in the 1920s and 1930s. The foundation laid during these formative years would serve as the springboard for his future success. It was during this period, in the early 1940s, that Monk began to make a name for himself as a pianist and composer. He started playing with Don Byas's orchestra, which introduced him to the competitive world of professional music. He also started playing with other notable musicians, such as Mary Lou Williams and Kenny Clarke, who would later become key figures in the development of bebop. One of the most significant events in Monk's career occurred in 1944, when he joined the Dizzy Gillespie Quartet, which included Charlie Parker on alto saxophone. This was a pivotal moment for Monk, as it marked his entry into the world of modern jazz. The quartet's music was characterized by fast tempos, complex harmonies, and improvisational virtuosity. Monk's unique piano style, with its dissonant harmonies and unorthodox phrasing, fit perfectly into this new musical landscape. During his time with Gillespie's quartet, Monk composed some of his most famous pieces, including Round Midnight and Blue Monk. These songs would become staples of the jazz repertoire, with their haunting melodies and intricate harmonies. Monk's music was not just a reflection of his technical skill as a pianist, but also an expression of his emotions and experiences. In 1947, Monk began recording for Blue Note Records, which would become his primary label for many years. His first session for the label took place on October 15, 1947, and featured a quartet with Idris Suleiman on trumpet, Danny Quebec West on tenor saxophone, and Nelson Boyd on bass. The session produced some remarkable music, including Monk's iconic composition Misterioso. Throughout the 1950s, Monk continued to compose and record music that was both innovative and influential. He released a string of albums for Blue Note, including Genius of Modern Music and Monk's Dream. These albums featured many of his most famous compositions, such as Epistrophe, I Mean You, and Straight, No Chaser. Despite the critical acclaim he received during this period, Monk faced significant personal struggles. He was known to be introverted and had difficulty expressing himself in public. He also struggled with mental health issues, including depression and anxiety. However, through his music, Monk was able to convey a sense of vulnerability and introspection that resonated deeply with listeners. As we explore the remarkable achievements of Thelonious Monk, it's clear that his unique voice and perspective were shaped by his experiences, influences, and emotions. From his groundbreaking work with Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie, to his iconic recordings with Blue Note Records, Monk left an indelible mark on the world of jazz. As the 1960s progressed, Monk continued to tour and record music, but he faced significant challenges. He struggled with mental health issues, including depression and anxiety, which made it difficult for him to perform and compose. Despite these struggles, Monk remained a vital force in the jazz world, and his music continued to evolve. He began to incorporate new elements into his compositions, such as orchestral arrangements and vocal performances. One of the most notable events in Monk's later life was his 1968 performance at the Lincoln Center in New York City. This concert marked a major milestone in Monk's career, as it was one of the first times that jazz had been featured at the prestigious venue. The performance was a huge success, and it helped to cement Monk's status as a jazz legend. In the 1970s, Monk continued to tour and record music, but he began to slow down due to health problems. He suffered from a variety of ailments, including diabetes and heart disease, which made it difficult for him to perform. Despite these challenges, Monk remained committed to his music, and he continued to compose and record until the end of his life. Monk's legacy extends far beyond his own music. He was a major influence on generations of jazz musicians, from Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie to John Coltrane and Bill Evans. His unique piano style, with its dissonant harmonies and unorthodox phrasing, has been studied and emulated by countless pianists. Today, Monk's music remains widely popular, and his compositions are considered some of the greatest in the jazz repertoire. His iconic pieces, such as Round Midnight and Blue Monk, continue to inspire new generations of musicians and fans. As we look back on the life and career of Thelonious Monk, it's clear that he was a true original, a master musician who left an indelible mark on the world of jazz. In conclusion, Thelonious Monk's later years were marked by both challenges and triumphs. Despite struggling with mental health issues and physical ailments, Monk remained committed to his music and continued to compose and perform until the end of his life. His legacy is a testament to his enduring influence on the world of jazz, and his music continues to inspire and delight audiences around the world. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the life and career of Thelonious Monk, a true giant of American music. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm Casey Golds reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.